All right, we are live in living color. Welcome to another fantastic episode of This Week in Reselling, where we interview special guests each and every week from different walks of life in the reselling world. Here we'll discuss the highs and lows in reselling and dive into great conversation. We are positive that you're going to hear something that is going to help you become a better reseller. I'm your host, Ray, and I am not joined with my co-host, Dustin. He is MIA. I don't know where he is right now, but surely he'll pop on like always. But today is a very, very special day because we have a very, very, very special guest. We have none other than back to the thrift himself, Matt, aka Retro Envy. Matt, how are you doing today, sir? I'm super glad you can come on. I'm super excited. You don't do a lot of these, so we're privileged to have you, my friend, and I'm super eager to dive into who you are, how you got started, and all that wonderful stuff.
Let's do it. No, I'm so happy that you asked me. I try to do these as much as I can. I've been watching what you do, and I've been following you. And when you asked me to come on, I'm like, yeah, let's try to make it work. So it was a couple months since you've asked me, but I'm so glad that finally we're here. We're ready to go. And I just like doing these because it's so much fun. You know, you get to get on a different level to people in the community. And I think this conversation is going to be super cool.
Yeah, and that's what we really started doing. First of all, Matt, it was just me and Dustin talking about our week in reselling, thus the name This Week in Reselling. And so it evolved into kind of like an interview type of podcast to different people that may not know or don't know about them and how they got started and all that good stuff. So just a real cliff notes, Matt, for the people that may not know you, and Matt's like top-notch reseller. I know, Matt, it's hard because all of us, all these resellers are like reseller / content creator, but Matt is like one of the best content creators in the business. So if you guys have not followed Matt on his socials, his website is linked down in the description below. So check that out for sure. But Matt, for the people that are living under a rock that don't know who you are, let us know, who is Matt, aka Retro Envy.
So Matt, my name, but I've always gone by Retro Toy Envy, and it really all started when I found this giant lot of Transformers. I've been reselling for over a decade, and the toy part came into, I got this giant lot of Transformers, and I just fell in love with all the old toys. That was about 10-ish years ago, and it just evolved into not just Transformers, more toys, and then it revolved into, I'm already at the thrift store, so I might as well be looking for everything else: towels, housewares, clothing. And now I just took my Retro Toy Envy name because that's what everybody knew, and just rolled with reselling in general, really trying to connect with the community in a fun way with my videos. And, you know, I'm very hyper and loud, and some people don't like that, but it's just me. I'm just being genuine. As much as it doesn't sound like I am, I love doing them. I do those voiceovers, and I'm smiling the whole time. And if you're watching my videos, either love them or hate them, I hope something's getting across of what to buy in the thrift stores, or how to make a little extra cash, or a love of an 80s or a 90s toy that you had as a kid. And I'm just having fun with it. So I know that's what all these resellers and all these content creators are trying to do. And that's why I try to find the positive side of this community. And like this is the positive side. And that's why I try to do stuff like this.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Matt, for coming on again. For Matt, and we got to talking a little bit before you came on. You're part-time at reselling. Well, you part-time, you know, in quotation marks, because anybody that really does reselling part-time could be a full-time gig. But you're putting in full-time hours in reselling, and you also have a full-time job apart from that a lot of people don't know about. Could you give us a little bit of what you do and with your full-time job in quotation marks?
So I definitely, we spoke about that before we came on, but yeah, I consider my reselling a full-time job because of what I put into it. I don't consider it a hobby. I don't consider it part-time just because I'm working on it. You know, I put in a good 12 or more hours a day on it. But I also have another full-time job that is, I'm a culinary arts high school teacher. I'm still, a lot of people ask me like, why are you still there? I honestly am there because I love teaching. I'm teaching on social media about how to resell best ways. and in the daytime, I'm teaching students how to cook, the fundamentals. I teach mostly juniors and seniors, and I'm strictly there just for them. It's a great way to give back to the community. It's I'm doing something for the next generations to come, and I just love the teaching part of it. So during the day, and nine to 3, 4 o'clock, I'm putting all my time into the culinary arts education aspect of it, and then from 3 to 4 for the rest of the night, I'm working on my videos, listing on eBay, and really just putting the rest of that day into reselling and my content creation. So I give it my all. And I definitely make time for my family. I have certain days where I'll just schedule posts and then I'll kind of shut my phone off. But I try to just put my all into everything I do. So yeah, 2 full-time jobs.
That's amazing. And then the best part about that is that you're teaching the youth an important skill that if you don't grow up cooking, a lot of people don't know how to cook for themselves. Like myself, I grew up in a Hispanic household, so the women mainly did all the cooking. So when I got married, I made sure to marry someone that knows how to cook because I would be eating McDonald's like all the time. But
Yeah.
give it just real quick, Matt. How did you get started with teaching kids you go to school for culinary arts? Like, how did that become a passion of yours?
Since I was 12, I've always wanted to own my own restaurant. And, as you get older, things change. So I've always said, I want to own my own restaurant. I've cooked really young with my mom, tried new recipes. And then I just went to, in high school, I did culinary arts. I went to Johnson & Wales for culinary arts. I have a bachelor's in nutritional science and a associate's in culinary arts itself. And I went to California for a little bit, did a little internship out there at a spa. And then when I came back, I was looking for a job, and I had an old chef of mine that had a position open at a high school, and it was history ever since. I didn't think
awesome.
I'd be teaching back in the day. I thought I'd have my own restaurant, but it kind of wasn't for me as I got older, and so what you have to put into it, and the hours and nights and weekends and holidays. So I kind of switched into teaching, went back to get my teaching certification, and I've been there ever since. It's been about 13 years now.
Wow. Okay. So 13 years, found a job. Are you in California right now?
Nope. I'm on
No?
the East Coast. So I came
East
back.
Coast.
California was just so expensive.
Yeah.
So
Can
when I came
imagine.
back, I think I was like 22, 23, and I'm like, my money's a little short. I need a job. So I started doing the teaching. I started as a sub and then started as an assistant, and then I became a full-time teacher within a year or
Okay.
two.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you're studying culinary arts, you find a job at a high school teaching the youth about making food basically. And where does that story of finding all those transformers come in? Is that something that as a young kid you're always like hustling, flipping stuff on the sides, like trading your pogs for Pokemon cards or
So it's funny you
is it,
said that. It's really funny you said it because I have never really talked about that young side of me, but I was always hustling, or if you want to say that. I had my own leaf raking business. I had my own snow removal. I caddied on the weekends when I was like 12, trying to make extra money. So I was always trying to do stuff like that to buy me my next toy or put towards something I wanted. But then, like you said, I would always do trades, and I would have friends come over and be like, "It's the sale of the century. Come in my room, buy whatever you want, good prices."
oh,
And my friends would literally come in my room and be like, "Oh, is this for sale? Like, everything's for sale. I'm trying to save up for a video game, so whatever you want." I remember selling my soda from my grandmother's house on the street, and she got pretty mad at me. I was selling them too cheap, but I would get all the Cokes and Diet Cokes, and I'd put it in a little stand and sell them for like $1. And I was always doing stuff like that. But it was always for a goal. It was always because I wanted something, or I wanted to go somewhere, and I wanted to earn it.
yeah.
And that kind of rolls into when I got this new job. I needed to make extra form of money. I needed to find a way to pay some bills and stuff. So I started reselling, and unfortunately, I started with all my childhood toys.
Like we all do.
I had a really good Mighty Morphin Power Ranger collection. I have every figure I want now in my collection here.
I
But
don't know if you can see. It's like, see that right there?
Yes, I see it up in the corner. Yes. But for the collection I have here that I found throughout my like hunting, it's nothing compared. I would give all that up just to get back my actual toys that I played with and I battled and I had my imagination going crazy with them. So unfortunately, I started selling off my Power Ranger collection, some wrestlers, Ninja Turtles, and then I was like, wow, this is lucrative. I can make money doing this. And then I started going to thrift stores, and that's where I started looking on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and I found that big giant Transformers lot. And my name was actually on eBay. It was actually Transformer Envy, because I was like, it's a great way to get rid of these Transformers. Switch that out. I'm talking about like thousands of Transformers. I bought one of the biggest lots I've ever bought. So I named it Transformer Envy, and then once the Transformers started going away, I'm like, damn, I gotta name this something else. And that's when I figured I'll sell any retro toys, and it went into Retro Toy Envy, and that's how I got the name.
So tell us, you said over 1,000 Transformers. Like, give us that. And yeah, Dustin just jumped on. Dustin, how are you doing today, sir? Dustin, this is Matt, Retro Toy Envy. Matt, this is my brother-in-law, Dustin.
Hey, Dustin.
And,
What's up, Matt?
So the Transformer is that still like a epic find for you?
That is one of my, me and a buddy of mine, we call it Tony's Toys. His guy's name was Tony. We found him on Craigslist, and at the time, I only had a limited budget. I knew a lot about Transformers, but when we walked into his house, he had boxes and boxes, and I mean like hundreds in total, but like 10 or 15 of each of these things I'll name. Sealed G.I. Joes, mail-away G.I. Joes, Nintendo games, Super Nintendo games, all the systems. And it's actually like, as I'm saying this, the Virtual Boy, all this Fortress Maximus, a lot of this stuff all came from that giant lot. So there was enough for me to flip, make tons of money, and still keep all this stuff. I got a lot of the stuff I have in Transformers is all from this guy. He had Migos, he had everything. And for me, I went there for the Transformers, and I didn't have the funds to buy everything. But yeah, I mean, everything was in bags. Everything had the accessories. Everything had the card backs. So we made a deal on everything because the deals were pretty good, and I just took it all away. And now that I go back, I wish I could buy everything, but there was another.
Is there any footage out there of you picking that stuff up? Like any pictures, any
there
videos?
Should be, if we go way back in my Instagram, that might be one picture of my my old car filled up completely with Transformers. Like, it was a coupe. It was an old coupe, and has probably stuff everywhere. It's probably way back in my Instagram when it was just pictures. I was on Instagram super early. So it was just pictures. I used to snap pictures, but there was no videotaping. Like, there was no reason to videotape because YouTube was still super fresh. There was no short form media. So like, we didn't really videotape anything. But there's probably some pictures. But yeah, that was one of my biggest scores.
That's awesome.
One of the biggest scores.
So,
awesome.
And that was like early in your reselling career.
That was probably 2012 to 13. That was right before I did my name change. I used to be Thrift Shop Swagger before Toy Envy. Funny. That was a while ago. So and there's only been another handful of big scores like that that was really like, oh shit moments. And that's one of them. That's a big one.
That's awesome. So from Transformers to, I mean, where you are now, I mean, you have this huge Lego man behind you. You got Roger Rabbit and Mario back there that are some amazing pieces. So like, how did that grow? Like, what's the transition from that huge lot to where you are now?
So another picture that's probably way back there is when I started recollecting toys, the Transformers lot was definitely my like start where I'm like, okay, I want to start collecting some of this stuff back. I had so much of it that I'm like, I'll keep what I like that really like stands out to me, something I had as a kid or a favorite character. I'll sell the rest, and then maybe I'll start hunting for more and keep only what I like and sell the rest off. So I'm like, I'll just buy in lots. I'll buy bins of Ninja Turtles. I'll keep the Ninja Turtles I want. I'll sell the rest and pay for what I, bought them for. And that's how it went. Everything you see behind me I would say I'd be able to hold in my hand what I bought on eBay. Everything else has been thrifted, yard saled, garage saled, Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, auction. Nothing I really bought from, like full retail because I wanted to find it. It's more of like the hunt.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's what really drove me. I just wanted to find everything I had as a kid, stuff I didn't have as a kid, and just really get that, that feeling of like getting the hot sweats when you find something really good and you're like, oh my God, I just found this.
Yep.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So Matt, from that Transformer Law to looking for stuff that you wanted to pick up for your collection, when did this huge social media empire start for you?
I still feel this big on social media. I always look at the big giant creators. I try to see what they're doing, but no, I know what you mean. It didn't really start getting real until I would say,
what was the first? Was it TikTok? Was it
Instagram? Was definitely. I've been on Instagram the longest, and that's where I got a lot of my community members, my friends that I still are in contact with from the toy community. I would say Instagram is my home because I've been on there since almost the beginning.
Gotcha.
I grew pretty fast when I don't remember if you know the Green Ranger JDF.
For sure.
Yeah, he did a thing
Rest
called
in
the
peace.
Ambassador Program.
Mm-hmm.
And I was chosen for an ambassador, and he shouted me out, and he did a couple things with me, and that's where I noticed getting a little bit more following and my following grow. And then people realize, hey, this guy does toys. That's really cool. I had that toy when I was younger. And that's when I felt a bigger boom in social media. I went up to maybe 20 or 30,000 followers within a span of a year or two. And then it kind of slowed down. It really slowed down. And it slowed down for a couple years. I really focused on reselling, making some money with reselling. And then, we're at COVID times, and TikTok was a thing. And I'm like, let me try it out. Let me try TikTok. And I was doing silly videos. I was doing food videos. And I was gaining a following. And I came to a point where I'm like, okay, so I either do silly videos or I can make this and try to monetize this at some point someday, or at least try to funnel people to my Instagram and turn it to toys and turn it to what I do. So I did. I deleted all my silly stuff. I deleted all my nothing related to toys, and I just started posting. I think my very first toy or pop culture video was a Ninja Turtle. It was me doing a Ninja Turtle and talking about a Ninja Turtle, and then a Power Ranger, and then I tried different things. I would do a series where I would hold something and be like, "This is a remote control," and I was trying different voiceovers, having fun with it. And I think my first video to ever pop off was a Lego video. I went to a thrift store. I found a giant bin of Legos, and I just recorded me doing it. I'm like, oh, I'll record this and throw it on TikTok. And it blew up. And then the next day, I did a follow-up video because people were asking, what's in the drawers? What minifigures did you get?
Yeah.
I did a follow-up video. That blew up. And then I'm like, okay, I'm just going to start going to thrift stores, and I'll just start recording all this and see if people like it. And that's what I've been doing ever since. It was definitely tough getting used to talking and doing a voiceover, or getting used to holding the camera a certain way and grabbing people's attention. But a big thing is you just got to do it. I just said screw it.
Do it.
TikTok is so new to me. My Instagram is my professional. I got my nice pictures. I know how to run that. I'm like, TikTok, I'm just screw it. I'm just gonna go crazy. If something doesn't do well, who cares? You know what I mean? And then I started learning and doing better and meeting more people in the community and pairing up with new people that we bounce ideas off each other. And it just grew. So I actually just hit 350,000 yesterday or this morning.
Congrats.
So that grew, and that's my biggest platform right now. But I still love my Instagram.
That's funny. I guess it's a millennial thing, right? It's Instagram was our social media. It's you start on Instagram, and it's Instagram is life. So that's awesome. So for someone, speaking of social media, Matt, that is listening to this or watching this, that is thinking about creating content over not even necessarily reselling, maybe just things that they love, what's some advice that you can give them?
I'm so sorry. Say that one more time. Something
So
went off on my computer, and I had to fix it real quick before I got disconnected. Sorry.
you're fine. You're fine. So for someone that's listening to this or watching this, and they're thinking, "Man, I really want to make content over, around reselling or maybe not reselling or something that they just love, cooking or building bicycles or I don't know, doing accounting work." And they're kind of scared or they're worried about the haters or worried about the trolls. Like, what's some advice that you can give them to just kind of do it? Like, are they, because sometimes people may start making content because they want to make money instead of making content because they like what they're doing,
So I just had this conversation about 5 hours ago.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah. The first thing I say is you got to love what you're doing and you can't care what people think. If you're going to go into it saying, I don't want so-and-so to see it, or I don't want my friends to think bad of me, then you're already setting yourself up for failure. If you're doing something that you love and you want to document that and you want to do it because you want to share that with other people, then you just do it. There's always going to be hate no matter what you do. You could be doing God's work, whatever. There's going to be somebody that will hate it. So that just has to completely go and just never touch on that again. And it's easier said than done. It's really easier said than done. But you won't make any strides if you're afraid. You won't try the new video. You won't try, whatever. I want to do a new voiceover. You won't. You'll be too scared of what other people will think. So the first thing is you got to be 100% all in on what you're doing. I love toys. I love reselling. I love the everything about it. So I was all in when I did it. And then I'm me. I'm going to be me. If you don't like me, I'm sorry, kind of, but that's who I am. So that's why I don't mind doing a video that might be way super hyper or my back at the thrift. That's me. And I think that's why
it's the only person you know how to be,
Yeah. And even if people do hate on you, it's like you're getting their view, you're getting their comment. You're getting their time, and a lot of those people will come back again, and you're getting that second or third view. So just have fun with it, love what you're doing, and don't be afraid. Just make that first video, make that first post, that first blog, that first podcast, because it'll just get better as you keep doing it. And if you don't believe me, scroll way down in my TikTok and go see my original voiceovers. Go see my original editing. It's not what I'm doing now. And I'll be able to say this in another 5 years. Go look way down. It's way different. I was screaming in all of them. So everything changes as you keep doing it more. So
nice.
I hope somebody that's watching now or whenever you watch this, I hope you just make the move, make the jump, and do what you want to do.
There you go. So let's say hi to some people in the comments here, Matt, because they've been joining us. So let's say hi. We have Emily's mom, I always mess that up, says hello everyone, and another great podcast that everyone needs to listen to is Let's Do Lunch podcast. The ladies over there are saying popping in to say hi, hit the like, show our friends some support. Good to see you girls, glad you can jump in. And then Bombshell says love your videos, Matt.
Oh, thanks.
And then a rural squirrel, Kristen, or one of her friends, a rural squirrel, she says, oh my god, that's me. I'm living under a rock. So hey,
well, there you go. This is your sign.
Exactly. Design today. For sure.
Go make a post.
Pickin' and Jeepin' says howdy from Sarasota. Nice to see you, Pickin' and Jeepin'. And then Alan is in the building, and we have our boy Chris at Peak, one of our former guests. He says, so Retro Matt casually didn't mention to me he was going to be here tonight. Oh, okay. Maybe you guys were talking to earlier.
It's in my story, so he's not looking at my stories then.
There you go. Right there. We have Fireball Flippers in the building. Good to see you, Amanda. Glad you can stop by. Matt, is it true that you were the Red Power Ranger for 2 years?
He's a handsome guy. No, I was not the Power Ranger for 2 years. That's a deep, dark secret, Chris. Come on.
Ooh, okay. Austin. What's his last name? Austin. Well, the original Red Ranger.
Austin St. John.
There you go. Austin St. John. There we go. We have Simply Shenanigans is in the building. Good to see you. Glad you can stop by. And here's a question from Hunting with Tripler. Question: at what point does collecting become hoarding? When do you cross the threshold of nostalgia and I need it all mentally? That's a great question.
That's really loaded. That's a really.
Let us know when you find that out, honey.
Absolutely.
Any thoughts on that,
Yeah,
Matt? Do you have?
I'll definitely hit that because me and my friends joke about hoarding all the time. There's very few things in my collection that I'll never be able to part with. There's a couple things that really are like near and dear to me. Whatever I have left from my childhood, that is going to stay with me. I'll give that to my kids when I have them. But the stuff that I have behind me, at some point, I want it to go for the next thing in my life, you know? But there are people that they buy everything and they might want to keep everything. To me, it's like, if that makes you happy, cool. But in my case, let's just say my Battle Beast collection or my Power Ranger collection. If I get bored of it someday, I might get rid of it all and start a new, start a new Ghostbusters collection. Or it's more of the hunt for me than trying to get everything.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where
weird?
it might be separated for some people. Some people just want to take everything. I need everything and just keep it. But for me, it's more of that feeling that when I find something and it's like, wow, I just found this and it's super rare and I found it at a yard sale. But yeah, everything has a price at some point here.
Sure does. That's the $1 Million Man, nicely like to say. I was just looking at some of my collection and I'm like, man, what would I be parting with? Dustin, is that you or is that me? The feedback. Okay.
He's running.
Oh. I think just my signed wrestling Funko Pops. That's probably something because a lot of them I would go to the conventions and get them signed.
But you have there's an attachment to them.
Exactly. But other than that, nothing that would really I'm looking around and I'm thinking of the stuff that I have away in my garage. Maybe just video game stuff like my old Super Nintendo, NES, N64, stuff like that. But yeah. Craven Card says, good evening, a thumbs up. And yes, guys, hit the thumbs up. Get us boosted up on that eBay algorithm, that YouTube algorithm. We have Kristen the Rule Squirrel says, okay, I just subbed to Matt. You need to sub to Matt because Matt is...
I appreciate it.
If you want to learn about where did that even come from, Matt? So we know that you like to collect toys and stuff, but have people dubbed you the toy vintage guy? Is that self-proclaimed or?
I don't think so. There's a lot of toy guys. I feel like I might fall into a limbo category because I'm retro toy. I have that in my name, but then I resell a lot. So it's there's the thrifter names and the thrifter guys. There's the toy guy. And I find I just fall into everything. So some people call me the toy guy. And I don't think people yet are on to unless you've been following me for a while, that, I'm a thrifter and I talk about selling pots and pans and kitchen knives, because in my name, it's that retro toy envy. So they think they're going to come on and just find all toy stuff.
Yeah, I like it. All right, Matt. So we're going to move on to our first segment of the show, which is overrated, underrated.
Sweet.
And before we get into that, we do want to give a shout out to the sponsor of today's podcast, and that's our good friends over at My Reseller Genie, the best accounting software for all resellers. I know the tax day was yesterday. Everyone should have already submitted your taxes. So now's the time to start fresh. So if you're listening to this or watching this and you're like, you know what? Last year was a complete disaster getting everything that I needed accomplished with my taxes. My Reseller Genie is your friend. And if you use the code NashvilleFlippers, all caps, you're going to receive 15% off your first month. And it integrates with all the reselling platforms. We have Poshmark, Depop, Mercari, Amazon, eBay, Etsy, Facebook Marketplace, you name it, they integrate with it. So if you're listening to this and you're like, I need to do something better about my accounting, My Reseller Genie's got you, and we got you with the 15% off Nashville Flippers, all caps. Now's the time, guys. So, Matt, you ready for overrated, underrated, my friend?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Number 1, and Dustin, I sent you the list here. So number 1, overrated, underrated, Matt, the Goodwill. Some would say the Hoodwill.
Overrated.
You don't go to a lot of Goodwills, right? You have more like.
I say overrated because the ones near me are horrible. You know, there are some good ones that I've seen videos of, but the ones near me are just really bad. If you said Goodwill bins, I would say underrated. So Goodwill itself overrated. Goodwill bins underrated.
Okay. So what thrift stores are you going to, Matt? Are we going to Savers? Or are we going to
Savers, or in other people's states, Value Village? I'm going to more of the Savers, and then I do go to the Goodwill and Salvation Army, but Savers is definitely the number one for deals for me in my area. I've got about 6 of them within. I could hit all 6 within an hour or two, and then I got like 2 or 3 Goodwills and about 3 or 4 Salvation Armies, all within like an hour's reach.
There you go. See, people are liking you more and more there. Because of your Goodwill comment. So, hey Marie, good to see you. So, Matt, has been your biggest find in any thrift store?
My biggest one big money item?
Sure. Yeah.
I would say my biggest find was, I would say, about 9-10 years ago. I went to there's 2 of them. I'll do this one first. I went to a Savers that doesn't usually have a lot of stuff, and inside the case, the expensive case, they would put all like $2.99, $4.99 stuff. I don't know why they keep it in their case, but I looked down and I'm like, oh, a giant key. I'm like, that kind of looks cool. Like, I'm thinking, hey, if it's a certain state or a certain city, it could probably sell for a lot. So I pulled it out.
Like a key that you turn
key, like it was probably about this big, about this big, about that thick, and I'm like, oh, it's a giant key. Looks cool. So I asked to see it, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh, this gold color looks a little off. It looks a little real. So I'm looking all over for it. I find a little marking, but it's too small to see. So I bought it. It was like $4.99 or something. I brought it to the coin guy that I've been going to, and it was a solid 18 karat gold, which was $7.50 is the little mark that was on it. Gold key, and I think it went for like $1,400. And that was my biggest one find. Solid gold key. So now me and my friends when we go into this one, I say we're gonna find a solid gold key today. But I've never that Savers has never hit big again. Yeah. And it's a cool find. Because my second find wasn't as cool. It was a piece of dental equipment. I just did a video on it maybe a couple months ago, and that sold for like it was like close to $1,000. So, but it's a dental piece of equipment.
Yeah,
it's not really cool.
Not as fun as a
gold key. It's a gold key. That's cool.
I wonder why they made a cast of a key in solid gold. You know, like what was the key to the city? Like what would
I don't remember what it was. I just remember I scrapped it right there and then. I'm like, yeah, I'll take the money for it. So I scrapped it for the guy, and yeah, it was really cool. We still joke about it to this day. But I also remember the Savers back then. It wasn't like one score, but they were doing like jars of jewelry, which you'll rarely see now. But when I find them, I'll do videos on them. So I have videos in my feed for them. But it would be a jar of jewelry about this big. It'd be $19.99. They'd have like 6 to 8 of them out, and they would be filled with gold and silver. I was making thousands of dollars on those because I would go after school. I would go after work, and I would buy all of them. I'd say, hey, do you have jars of jewelry today? Yeah, we just put some out. Okay. I drive all the way. I would buy them all for $19.99 a piece, and I'd pull out chains and rings. And unfortunately, I scrapped it all. So now, if I was in my mindset now, I would sell them as pieces of jewelry like I do now and get way more.
Okay. Yeah, I got to get better at jewelry. I don't know too much about it.
Maria's
saying, why didn't you use your camera phone to blow up the markings?
So
I wouldn't even know what markings to look for.
Yeah, it was just super, super tiny. And at the time, I didn't know the numbers. So like 10 karat gold is a certain number. I think it's 518. And then 14 karat gold is a number, 585. So if it doesn't say 14 karat on it, it could say 585. And that's still 14 karat gold. So it said 750. And at the time, I wasn't educated enough to know it. So I didn't know if it was what it was. And it looked like gold to me. So, but yeah, I do use the phone trick though to blow it up now.
There you go.
Thanks, Marie. But yeah, I was saying something. Oh, Ray, when you were saying like you don't know enough about jewelry, one of the
Yeah.
biggest comments I get is that, and then one of the biggest responses I get is try to learn about it because it's always money left on the shelf because there'll be a pin. It's not gold, it's not signed, but it'll be something like an art palette or a really big pin that has like a horse on it, and those sell for I get like $15-$20 for them, and usually they're like 99 cents to $2.99. So if it's people that are just starting to resell, I say go to the jewelry rack, look for stuff between $2 to $4 that's really unique, something heavy because people like quality, and see if there's anything there that would pop out to you. Because if it does, it sometimes sells good on eBay or Poshmark or whatever. So it's a good low risk way to sell.
Okay. Kristen is saying she carries a loop with her to see that stuff. Really? Okay.
People do it.
Dustin,
yeah.
you gonna carry a loop from now on around your, and just kind of
need to. I need to.
Yeah.
A solid gold loop.
Yeah. Like, what is that? Yeah, you'll know. People at yard sales will see you pulling that out. They'll be like, "What's going on with this guy?
What's this guy doing?"
I'm sure there's a ton of people that do that though. So
yeah,
all
there's
right,
a lot of
moving on.
especially ones near me. A lot of people that use the loop right there, and
yeah,
those are like the
have to do
hardcore
it
people
next
that
time.
get there like really early and they go like 3 times a day. I know a couple of them.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely learn jewelry.
Next one up, number 2, Dustin.
Number 2, calzones.
Oh, calzones, underrated. Everybody's about the pizza. Calzone.
Can you make a pretty mean calzone, Matt?
Oh, I make a mean calzone. I like them a little underdone, which is I get backlash for. I like them a little doughy compared to a little crispy, and I like them with cheese on top. So a little underdone, a melted mozzarella on top, and just packed. I don't like a calzone where it's too much bread. I like a lot of filling.
Okay. Marie's saying overrated? Man, I like a good calzone. Come on, Marie. You haven't had Matt's calzone.
Yes, correct.
The food, yeah. So let's see what Lad is saying. I got a lot of people in my area. I see them at the yard sales asking about looking for jewelry. Okay, man, maybe jewelry is our next step there, Dustin.
Maybe
because
so.
It's small. You can
not a lot of people are looking for it.
Compact.
Yep.
Exactly.
And if they are looking for it, they're mostly looking for gold and silver. Like I do tons of video. If there's one thing I want people to remember when I do my jewelry videos is like Kirk's Folly or Trifari. I always yell those brands when I find that stuff because those pieces can sell for hundreds of dollars and they're usually super cheap because, oh, this isn't gold, and they'll throw it on the rack. It's really good jewelry. It's collectible. It's like what I'm collecting here, the jewelry community are collecting Kirk's Folly and Trifari stuff. So even if it's not gold, you can sell it for some awesome money.
So you hear that, Dustin? We'll say that one more time, Matt. Kirk Folly and Jafari?
Kirk's
from
Folly.
Aladdin?
Kirk's Folly is like very like fantasy stuff. So like pixies and unicorns and a lot of gems. And that's why that sells so much. And then the other one is Trifari. It's just a costume. It literally looks just like costume jewelry. But the brand name sells for, I'll get like just a pair of stud earrings with some enamel on it. And they go for like $25-$35.
Okay,
so
interesting.
If you need to research, go on my eBay, type in Trifari into my store, and then just see you can see what I'm listing them for and look for that kind of stuff.
There you go, guys. Kristen is saying, I got a loop, a black light, a tape measurer, a scissors, a little screwdriver, and hand sanitizers. All thrifting must in my toolbox. So Kristen is walking in there with like her utility belt, like Batman's utility belt, all in her little tool.
She might be on
Tim the Toolman Taylor. Yeah, right.
Might be on something.
Maybe we need to sell the kit, Dustin.
Yeah, the reseller kit.
The reselling kit.
Nashville Flippers resell kit.
There you go.
It is.
Patent pending. There we go.
Kristen can have a kickback.
Yeah, since I started following Matt, I've gotten way into unicorn sell, man.
Hey.
You're welcome.
Unicorn sell.
And they're real.
I only just bought a handheld black light. Oh, I need to get a black light. Rachel's flipping in East Tennessee. Good to see you. Glad you can stop by. You've seen my backpack, right? I've never seen your backpack. You need to post it on Instagram so we can look at all your stuff, Kristen.
Gotta see it.
Number 3, Matt, overrated, underrated flea markets.
What
are the flea markets looking in your area? Because ours are terrible.
The ones in my area are mostly flea markets where people will come just to flip stuff quick. A lot of like digging in boxes. I would say depends on the area, but I would say underrated. I would say people hear the word flea market and they think of fake Gucci bags and fake Rolex watches, and you're going to buy that stuff. But if you can find a good flea market in your area where there are a lot of people that do cleanouts and buyouts, and they're just going there to flip stuff quick, I feel like there's a lot of money left on the tables when people pack up. You got to obviously you're not going to go to a flea market, and it does happen, but you're not going to find like a Nintendo in the original box for $5 because it is a flea market. But you will find there'll be a lot of stuff hidden, or you have to dig for, that they want to just get that quick money for. They'll give you a good deal because they know that you want to resell it, and they know that they already made their money on the buyout or the clean out. And that's where I do most of my good money from, is people that already have made their money doing their buyouts or whatever.
There you go. Speaking of buyouts and clean out, Dustin, I just got an email from our girl that does the estate sale buyouts.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
So remind me of that when this podcast is over.
Okay.
So, let's see, where were we at? Kristen is saying she got her black light from Thrifter Sifter store.
Me too.
Shout out to the other Matt.
Yeah,
there we go.
Too.
Lad is saying, you sell Nashville Flippers fanny pack, or does Kevin get the market on lock? Hey, we'll put ours we'll make it a crossbody. If he's selling a fanny pack, we'll do that. Picking and Jeeping. I learned just a few weeks ago from my picker mom. She's 75. Shout out to your picker mom. That 14 karat earrings are marked on the post.
Yep.
Like the little
stem. Yeah,
okay.
I just did a video on that too.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so if it's marked on the stem, and the stem is, if it's a pretty well-made piece of jewelry, that whole piece will be gold.
Okay.
Definitely double check and try to buy cheap enough if you're still learning. But if it's marked, especially hoops, if they're marked on the little stem, the whole earring will be.
Nice. Okay.
Yep.
Marie's saying, if you sell on local apps and accept cash, get a money pen with a black light on it. Okay, we got we're getting all these great ideas, Dustin.
Are you writing these down? I don't have any paper.
Yeah, we'll go back and check on these for sure. Phil Magic 79. Hey guys, thanks for everything you contribute to the reselling community. Paducah, Kentucky. Thanks, man. Glad you can stop by. Dustin and I will probably make our way up to Kentucky, looking for pallets here in the near future. So stay tuned for that. Fireball Flipper says, I did a huge buyout and had a yard sale, and by the time it was over, I was selling stuff by the car and truckload. Got that right. Justin is saying, flea markets early for the best stuff, or late for the best deals. Nice. That goes for pretty much everything, right? Like garage sales, all that good stuff. Scott's Child says, Matt, thank you. I asked him for a feedback on my eBay store. I took his feedback and applied it. I went from $50 a week to $300 to my record of $1,200. Thank you, Matt. That's awesome.
That's awesome. I like hearing those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
amazing.
I try to respond to everybody that DMs me. As everybody knows, I don't really keep anything. I don't gatekeep anything. So I like to give out information because I was there at one point, and I'm still learning now, and I'm so lucky to have awesome people in the community that I can reach out to. I got a group chat going that I have awesome guys in, and we just brainstorm, go back and forth. And Chris is one on here that me and him will always bounce ideas off each other, and it's just that's what makes a community. It's not about holding back secrets, and it's just helping each other, and that's how you're going to excel. One thing I heard Mr. Beast say that I think of all the time now is he would have a Zoom meeting every day, and he would stay on the Zoom meeting with like 4 other guys and just chat about social media and how to do the next thing or make the next video. And he would do that every single day. And that's how he grew so big, because all he was doing is bouncing things off of the other people in his community. And if one person tried one thing, the other 3 wouldn't have to, or the other 3 could tweak it in a different way.
Yeah.
So we need to stick as a community, help each other out. It's the only way that.
Love that.
It's got to have the love.
Love that. I love that. So, yeah. Dustin and I and my other brother-in-law, we all do reselling, together. We're all doing it. But our wives on dinner tables, they're like, no reselling talk today. Okay, guys.
Hard.
You know, it is hard. It is hard. So let's move on. Number 4. This is a good one, Dustin.
Number 4, live action Disney movies.
Oh, this is tough. I'm a big Disney fan. I'll say
This one's tough.
this one's really tough because I'm letting my pop culture and my age, like, I'm gonna say overrated. And I'll probably get hate for that because there's some really good live actions and I really do like them. But I love the originals just because that's what I grew up on.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up on the clamshell cases, popping them in the VCR and watching them, and that's just like someone's taking my childhood and making it into real people. And some live action stuff's really cool, but like I'm not a huge fan of CGI.
It doesn't hold up, man.
Yeah, I like the original Ninja Turtles with suits that you could see the people's eyes inside compared to like a CGI Ninja Turtle. So that's the only. Me and my wife have watched Lion King multiple times. We've watched Beauty and the Beast multiple times, the live action ones. So they're not bad. It's just I would say overrated just because of I grew up on the cartoons.
There you go. I think the last one that I've liked was the original 101 Dalmatians when Glenn Close played Cruella de Vil.
That wasn't bad
like
either.
in the 90s. Yeah, like that's the one
the
that I
90s
like.
one.
The 90s one.
Yeah. That wasn't bad. The new one wasn't horrible too. It was called Cruella. I don't know if it was.
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
that was more
what's
like
that girl's
badass.
name? Emma Stone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that one was good. Yeah, I did like that one. It was a different kind of take on all that. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
Well, they're
was
not
good.
bad. They're not. I'm not walking all over them. But I think for me or people our age, it's kind of like, oh man, don't change that up.
There you go. Scott Childs is saying, I am still looking for Cutco knives, but I have found a Cutco knife block holder, 18 slot even. Thank you for the tip. Dude, we're all looking for Cutco.
We're still
knives.
looking.
Yes.
We're
still looking. Yeah.
He's made more progress than we have.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Nashville Flippers, you got Nashville side, and okay, we missed the that part. But in my day, you had to wait for Sunday night to watch a Disney movie.
Movie night.
Yeah.
Family movie night.
Movie night, for sure. So, all right, let's move on. This is a good one. Number 5, and I don't know if you're on this or not, Matt, so I want your input on this.
Yeah.
And if you're not, I think you would kill it on there. Whatnot.
Yeah.
Overrated or underrated?
Are
you on Whatnot, Matt?
I am. Yeah, I've
Okay.
I've done plenty of auctions, but I stopped doing them just because they're so time consuming. I'm gonna say underrated. I'm underrated. I'm gonna say they're promoting like crazy. They're promoting like crazy.
You don't
I
even
would
know.
say underrated, and I would say underrated for buying. I think there's tons of sellers on there, but I know that you can get some really good deals on there. I feel that people they're not thinking that they can go on and get a good price or a good deal because of how much they're promoting and how sometimes flooded the auctions are or the whatever. But there are some streams that I've been on that I found toy parts that I needed. One kid was selling just toy parts, and there was like a handful that I needed, and I got really good deals on them. It's more of trying to find that person that, like someone like me, that I'd be trying to get rid of anything for any price. I'd put it on. I think I did mine all at $1. But when I would do mine, I would always promote them like hell. So I would have a lot of people in there, and I'd get what I wanted for them. But yeah, that's the thing. The bigger auctions will definitely bring bigger prices. If you can find those couple people that have 10, 15 people in there, you can get good deals.
Yeah.
American Arbitrage has awesome ones that they do plush. And sometimes I can get, I got 2 Pokemon plush from them at a really good deal. So yeah, I would say underrated. And I think it's a great, live auctions are awesome if you have the time to sit there and wait for your item.
Nice. Speaking of Kerry, American Arbitrage, he's going to be joining us in the near future, and we're all going to be talking about trading cards.
Awesome.
So he just started his new YouTube channel about trading cards, so that's all we're going to talk about is trading cards. So that should be fun.
That's awesome.
But Matt, what was I going to say with Whatnot? So for the people that may not know, Whatnot has just rolled out a new feature, which is the Whatnot Marketplace feature. So Whatnot is starting to be a little bit more like all the other reselling apps, to where there's actually like a marketplace to where you can put something and not necessarily be in the auction, but you click on the marketplace tab and you can search. I don't know, what's the Ninja Turtle basketball player figure, right? And if somebody has that in their store, it pops up and it's not at an auction. They can click on there and buy it now. So a lot of people don't know that. It just kind of rolled out. So if you don't see it in your app, just update it and it should be there. Today, I had some stale eBay inventory that all I did today is move some stuff over into Whatnot, so people can just look in there and see that stuff is listed. And I've already sold a Lego set on there, and it's pretty cool. So it's just another way to make money and not necessarily have an auction. And its stuff is listed there, and it could sell at any point. You don't even have to be on the app. So
it's a great. I think it's a great app. I think it runs pretty well. You got a lot of good names on there, and I think you're going to see tons more of Whatnot.
Yeah, I think so too. They're spending a lot. They are spending a ton of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Pickin' and Jeepin' says, I think eBay is waiting to see how Whatnot does, and then they're just going to buy them out. So full transparency, we started selling on Whatnot, and the person that, does all the onboarding and stuff, because we sell into like the consumer electronics category. And they actually wanted me to run their TikTok and Instagram, and I told them no. And they said, well, just kind of do the Instagram. So I'm doing the Whatnot Instagram. So if you follow Whatnot Electronics on Instagram, that's me running everything. But anyways, so by doing so, I've gotten to speak to a lot of people on Whatnot, and one of them is like the VP of Whatnot, and they're not at any time looking to sell the company. So that's something that they just want to grow and grow and grow.
Yeah, smart.
So
very smart.
Yeah, because I think it's kind of a disruptor in the space, I feel like, because everyone's kind of pivoting into live auctions. So, because if everyone knows by listening to this podcast, I was a Whatnot hater 100% until we started using it. Thanks, Dustin.
We got it on video.
So, yeah. So, like I said, it's changed the way Dustin and I have completely source. Because things that we wouldn't pick up, now we're picking up because we know we can get rid of it like that.
That's the game changer part of it.
Yeah.
If I wanted to sell this pen, I go on and I could literally, even if I sold it for $1, it could be sold tonight, as long as people buy it.
Exactly.
But it could be sold tonight. And I tell the people that if you're going to get serious into Whatnot, pick one channel, at least one channel to grow for your social media, because it's nice to have an outlet to advertise your Whatnot auctions or whatever. So I think those definitely go hand in hand. The more people you can promote it to through your channels, your auctions will be huge. So if I wanted to get rid of this entire room within this week, I could just run auctions all day. I could just literally just auction it off. Actually, a couple kids did that over COVID. They auctioned off 24 hours. I think Carrie did that maybe once, but yeah, 24-hour auction, and they didn't stop or something like that. But yeah, it was crazy.
That's crazy. So Marie saying, yeah, you were, LOL. So are you selling consistently on there now, Matt, or is that something you're...
I'm not. I'm actually focusing. So I'm focusing on, for myself, I'm all in on content creation. I'm trying really hard to make more videos, a lot more long format. I've been really pushing on YouTube. I'd love to break 100,000 before the year's over. And that is my main goal. I actually hired on a couple people for my eBay. So when I go do all the sourcing in my videos, I now can just drop it off and they will source all my stuff onto eBay for me. And all I have to do is just approve the drafts. And
nice.
I want to be able to just do the video part of it. It makes me the happiest. The money part obviously just comes with whatever, but doing the videos and editing the videos, that's just, I love it. So, and going and actually going in the stores and hunting yard sales, meeting new people, that's what makes me the happiest. So when I lose my happy time, I won't want to do it anymore. So
that's right.
I'd rather delegate out the stuff that I don't want to do and just really focus on what makes me happy.
So speaking of losing your happy time, Matt, What about Meta? Are they on your crap list right now?
Absolutely not. And this is tough for a lot of people. But you have to remember, I told you, one of the things I told you is I've been on Instagram almost since the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
How many years did we do Instagram posts without getting paid a penny? We were doing it because we loved it. We were doing it because we wanted to meet new people. I love doing the content creation. Anything I get extra is a bonus.
A bonus.
So for me, they pulled the bonus program, but I still am doing my posts. I'm still doing my. They'll come up with something else. I promise you, they will. They have to stay up with the next social media. They have to start. They have to keep up with everybody, and they have to keep their content creators happy. YouTube
Exactly.
obviously is a huge content creator. They monetize with all their creators, but they'll come up with something else. But just don't forget why you started posting on social media. The tough part is people that started social media just for the monetization. And I think you spoke on that a little bit where, there are some people that just do it for money. But that's why I try to tell people, start something you like to do. Because if the money stops, you want to be able to still do it for you. So I'm anything I get from it, I get pennies on TikTok, but it's pennies that I didn't have. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So
yeah, that's true.
I still enjoy doing what I do.
Yeah, that's awesome. Great advice there, Matt. Great advice. Yeah. Someone that also has some great advice. We have our girl Trisha in the building. Says, I'm here thanks to Chris at Peak, Chris at Summit. Did Chris change his name?
All of a sudden.
Oh, and then K-Way is in the building also. So good to see you, K-Way and Trisha. Guys. One of our TikTok, what would you say? One of our, the TikTok group. It's a different group.
Definitely.
The clan, so, the TikTok clan.
The TikTok clan. There we go. Retro Envy. There we go. Thrift. Yeah, Randy's in the building. Randy, I like your new logo. I like that head on there. So I like that. Shout out to Randy. All these amazing content creators.
Good people. Really good people. Good community.
All right. Next one up here. Number 6, Matt.
Number 6. Bryan Cranston, a.k.a. Walter White.
Oh, underrated. I think he's underrated. He definitely. All you heard was about Breaking Bad. But I think I just saw something a TikTok today, or a short video today of him talking with a guy on the red carpet, and he's just so down to earth and just a regular guy. And for me, that's what makes somebody overrated or underrated. If they're just a great person, and I hope that's how he portrays himself all the time. But that's underrated to me.
That's awesome.
Adam Sandler, underrated.
Yeah.
Just a great, he's just he does movies and he's just himself. And he doesn't care what he looks like. He doesn't care what, he plays ball still in the community and stuff. It's just, that's definitely underrated.
That's awesome.
You got to watch Your Honor. Bryan Cranston is phenomenal in that.
Hey, what does it stream on?
It's on Prime Video, but it's like
Prime,
Showtime.
Man. Sweet.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
I recently, and I was telling Dustin this earlier when we were having lunch, I recently watched a movie, it's on Paramount Plus, where Bryan Cranston, and this is a true story apparently, he plays like a small-time retiree and his wife, and he's really smart in math, and he figured out a loophole in the lottery somewhere in Delaware, and he kept winning all this money, and he lived in a town that was kind of a low run, a rundown town, and he started a corporation and got all the town to buy shares so they can buy lottery tickets, and they would win every time and revive the town. It was fantastic.
Oh, that's cool.
So check that out. Check that movie out. I don't know the name of it. So, Chris at Peak, Adam Sandler is the pride of Manchester, New Hampshire. Okay, what's up, Felix? Good to see you, man. All right, let's move on. Number 7, overrated, underrated, reselling clothing. Speaking of Chris.
I would say underrated. It's tough. I have to put my little 2 cents into all these. So I would say underrated for stuff that flies under the radar. Chris is always saying new brands. K-Way, always saying stuff to look out for. You could literally just resell clothes and primarily just do clothes. And there's so much you never run out of. But people want the rap tees. People want the cartoon stuff. People want the
Gucci sweaters.
Yeah. So yeah, you might not find that every time, but Chris does a killing on Ralph Lauren purple or whatever polo tees. It's just you got to know what to look for. So definitely watch those guys because I'm still doing more research on it because when I have a slow day at a thrift store and I don't find anything good, I'll go over to the shirt section because I usually primarily don't do that stuff. I'll look through the shirts. I'll look through the polos, the golf stuff. Definitely underrated. If you're at the thrift store already, start doing this stuff because you're already there. Try to make a buck if you don't find any toys, if you don't find any wrap tees, if you don't find Cutco knives. You know what I mean? Find the stuff that people aren't trying to look for on the regular.
Nice. All right. And Trisha just dropped a super sticker. Thank you so much, Trisha. And we do have a little video that will go with that if I can find it. Oh, there we go. You'll like this, Matt. Little
Showtime! Woo! 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 Silent and profiling.
Oh, thank you so much, Trisha, for this super
That's awesome.
chat. So we'll kind of have a little Ric Flair everywhere that you go, Matt. Everywhere.
Love it.
So, the name of the movie was called Harry and Marge Go Large. Great movie. Great movie. So check that out on Paramount Plus. So picking in Jeep and saying, listen, wife wanted to go clothes shopping this weekend and new stuff costs too much money. Everything costs too much money nowadays. So, and then Felix saying clothing is a last resort for sure. But we all got to know, right? We all got to know. We all got to figure out, like Matt was saying, maybe it's slow. You have time. Look through the clothing rack. Sometimes you can find some good stuff.
Yeah.
So. We have our boy Ethan in the building. Dude, Matt and the Nashville Flippers boys is in the best video. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Ethan. Another alumni of the podcast. Yep. We got a bunch of alumni coming in hot. So, all right, next one up, number 8. This is a good one, Matt. I really want your input on this one.
Artificial intelligence.
Okay. So I think it's underrated. I haven't really dipped my feet in full yet. At being a teacher, we're having problems with students not writing papers themselves. They're just AIing it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
There's a lot of stuff that I'm seeing negative for it, but then having to write up a contract is super easy now because I can just type in write up a contract for blah 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 and it makes one for you. A lot of people are using it for content creation, doing posts. Write me a post on blah 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 blah, and it writes you up for you. So there's a lot of benefits. There's a lot of negative sides to it. I feel like it's so new that I don't know which way it's going to go, but it's definitely helpful for people that are just starting out. But I also think that trial and error is best for me. I like doing something on my own, and then if it doesn't work, trying to tweak it, make it something new. I feel like AI, you just throw it in there, and okay, AI made it, so it must be good. For example, I have a YouTube thing that kind of shows me what might look good on a title, and usually I won't use them. I'll tweak it a little bit, but to me, I just feel like maybe that won't be good for me, and I just change it to something else because I say I'd rather take my gut on it than the AI. But a lot of people love it. Depending on what you're using it for, it could be the best tool you've ever used.
Okay,
but definitely underrated. There
you go. But I want to know, Matt, when does Skynet become self-aware?
We don't know
when is that coming?
So everybody uses that reference. I love it. Anything pop culture, I'll take. I feel like it's underrated because people are hesitant to use it for movies like that. For that instance, like what if I put this in this chat? Whatever, is it gonna know who I am? Is it gonna learn this and then be able to turn on me in the future? So I feel like people are just scared. I feel like we just gotta use it for good stuff. Use it for good stuff where it doesn't dumb us down, and use it for stuff that it'll just benefit us more than just make us there you go. Not use our own brains.
I saw a video the other day where it might have been Denny's where they have a robot bringing your food out.
They have those. They have robot servers. I went to a food show a couple weeks ago, and they're trying to push the self servers where you put a chef will put its food on the server and a little robot will bring it to the table. It'll have sensors. You'll take the food off the robot server and then it'll go back to the kitchen and that's all it does all day.
The runner.
Very cool, really awesome. But like a lot of my kids have their first jobs as delivering food, so it's like it takes that away from them.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Droids, Dustin. Droids.
Yep. I don't trust them.
Droids. Those are not the droids I was looking for.
Those were not the droids that I was looking for sure. Let's see here. Who jumped in? We have a Carrie American Arbitrage. She says the money is in $1.50 sports cards.
Yes.
There you go.
Sell
That's where the
1,000.
money is in. That's right.
True.
See,
It's
people
so
forget
true.
that.
It's so true.
I made a video, and I'm sure you've seen it, and a lot of people in the chat. There, someone was complaining about, the yard sale negotiations and negotiating over like $1, right? And I broke it down. I'm like, well, when we do what we do, and we go to like 20 to 30 yard sales a day. Yeah. That's $30 a day every weekend. You break it down, it's like you save like $2,000 in a year.
Yeah.
So that dollar matters.
It does.
So,
and I'm usually super transparent with them too. Like I also get that comment a lot, but when I'm talking to the people, I'm super transparent. If it's something and I need a couple bucks off, or can you do it for $5 less? I'll be like, hey, I just started the day. I've got X amount. If this might save me so I can buy other stuff throughout the day. And they're usually super cool about it. Being transparent, it's super cool, and usually they'll give you the deal. But another comment I always respond with is a lot of these people are just trying to get rid of their stuff because they've already made their money. It's like I said, the people that do buyouts and cleanouts, they want to not go home with anything. So a couple bucks to them is nothing because it's just all extra. Especially the people I buy off of. I know how much they've already made on it. And I want to be fair with them, but they know if I ask for a couple bucks off, they're like, yeah, definitely. Because I know I'll go back to them again and spend more money week after week after week.
Exactly.
And it's always about how you act too. It's about your personality and
exactly.
If you portray yourself like an ass, they'll probably raise the price. I've seen it done.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's actually $10 now. So always be kind, be courteous, and I feel like it'll always work in your favor.
Mm. That's why Dustin always goes with me with his Southern charm and everything about him. We always get that extra percentage off.
Absolutely.
You can come thrifting or yard selling with me anytime.
There you go. There you go. We have our boy Matt, the other Matt, Thrifter Sifters in the building. Good to see you, Matt.
There he is.
And let's see here. Death Pile Picker says, I made up my mind. I'm buying clothing and selling it to resellers and a minimum 3x ROI for them. Not gonna mess with it. Okay, Mike, let's see how that goes for you. And Lad is saying Google Lens on the glass is automatically looking up comps for you without obviously pulling up your phone. Now that's an AI use for me. Yeah, that would be dope. That would be dope for
especially
sure.
Garage sales, you love eBay comps too.
Could you imagine? That's super dope.
You don't have to like turn your back like you're looking at other stuff and the pull up eBay comp quick.
There you go.
Did that the other day.
Oh, and K-Way dropped a super sticker, and then I see another one from Thrifting Treasure. Thank you guys so much for doing that. We have another video that we want to drop, and the context is every Monday night, if you guys don't know, me and the other reseller, Paul the Philly Flipper, we do a Monday night draft show where we draft random subjects. Tomorrow is going to be fast food restaurants. But there's our boy TJ is also on the show. He did this Instagram reel, and I use it as a super sticker video, so everyone enjoy. For chat.
Love it.
Dustin, I'm gonna put your face on it next time.
That'd be hilarious.
So he actually got it taken down on Instagram because it was like too risky or something like that.
Oh my god.
So yeah.
Can I just say something? We were talking about community before, and this is what I'm talking about. Everybody coming in. I talk to a lot of these guys on the regular. I see a lot of their videos. I might not talk to every single one of them, but like this is the community that we have to make sure we build big. You know, they all came out for you guys for your podcast. Like this is I love it. I just love that everybody's just super supportive. And when we're talking about not listening to the negative and the negative stuff that we all get, just think of this stuff and how we're all there for each other. Like this is super happy. This is my
There you
super
go.
happy place.
There you go. Thank you guys all so much for doing that.
Yeah.
You guys didn't have to do that, but thank you so much. Dustin and I are greatly appreciative. And Carrie's saying $100 super sticker. Kevin will pay you later. Maybe. I'll make sure to send him the PayPal invoice so he receives it.
Yeah.
So moving on. And everyone, thank you so much. Number 9, the Goodwill bins.
Okay, so
Not planned.
that was 9. Okay, so I answered that a little
Mhm.
bit. Yeah, that's underrated. I feel like there's a lot of videos on it. It might sound overrated, but if you're going there strictly to find the Holy Grails, it might seem overrated to you. But if you're going there to find bread and butter stuff, like we like to say, or just stuff that sells really well, Carrie's done a lot of videos on it more recently, and I do them when I have time in the summer. You can get cartloads of stuff super cheap that will last you. Good inventory, stuff that good $15, $25 to $40, $50 items. If you know what you're looking for and you're doing your research, I completely think it's underrated.
There you go. Awesome. Yeah. Like our good friend Angie Resells, one of our favorite people, says it's still underrated if you're open-minded.
100%.
A lot of people don't like going to the bins. The first time I went to the bins, I'm like, I can't do this. Like, I can't focus in.
Yeah.
But Dustin, right? Dustin, did you feel like that the first time you went?
It was crazy. It was like the first time when I went to Give Me Five. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. I mean, then it's wild at our Goodwill bins.
Torches off the floor, like no.
Yeah,
definitely
people bringing their lunch.
Yeah,
yeah. So, what's the best thing you've ever found at the Goodwill bins, Matt?
I got a couple of videos on stuff, but it's a lot of nothing like crazy. I found a Mercedes. It was like a coat rack that came like stock that you could put on option as a Mercedes. I sold it for like $100, but again, it's more for those, like, I would say $50 and under, $75 and under items. But it's just, like I said, good inventory. So steady stuff that I'll put on eBay and it'll sell within, a month and a half. It's not anything crazy that'll fly off, and it's nothing that will sit for like super long. And it's good because you have the option to put stuff back after if you feel like if you're not going to do good on it, or you do a little bit of research and I decide not to do this. So I don't know. It's a good place if you can block the noise out. Make sure you keep your etiquette, because it's definitely cutthroat, and you get some, hardcore regulars there that you might go there every single week and might get a little territorial. Just go in there and do your thing, and you can come out with good stuff.
Yeah, and be careful filming in there, because it's like Matt was saying, it's crazy in there. And I had a video with Kevin, the Commonwealth Picker. We went there together, and I uploaded it, and I got an email from Goodwill saying that I had to remove everyone's faces or take the video down. Or it was intense. It was like from Goodwill. Yeah.
Neat.
So. Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
And I know, right? Yeah. Yeah. So be aware of that for sure.
Yeah,
so Chris at Peak with another super sticker. Thank you so much for sending that. I'm not going to play any more videos because you've seen them all, but thank you so much, Chris. Really do appreciate it. We have, and then I saw a really good comment here by Sunrise Listing, says that the bins are her Disneyland. So that's pretty cool. I can't find the comment, but I remember reading it. We have Bama picking and grinning. Good to see you. Glad that you can stop by. And let's see here. The chat's buzzing. So thank you so much
thanks, guys,
for commenting for sure. So last one here, number 10, Matt. Overrated,
fast food
underrated.
Restaurants.
What was it?
Fast food restaurants.
Oh man.
Fast food restaurants for the people in the back.
I'm going to say overrated just because I'm on a health kick. If you're following me, I'm on a health kick. I'm doing a lot more gym. I'm doing a lot more food prepping.
Yes.
So I'm going to say overrated just because I'm really enjoying, eating a little healthier. It's making me feel a little better. Definitely messing with my mentality, being a little bit more positive. And I love the way I feel right now compared to when I ate a lot of fast food within the last couple of years. It just made me feel bad. And I feel like I hear a lot of students talking about it. Oh, I'm going to fast food tonight, then tonight, and tomorrow. And I just feel like it's definitely something people are relying on more. And because I teach culinary arts, I want them to rely on cooking more, doing it for themselves. It tastes better when you do it yourself, and it's a lot cheaper when you buy the ingredients and you make it. You can make more portions. So I'm going to say overrated for that, even though I love a good burger.
Oh, I know. So, okay, Matt, the culinary genius that you are, and the other Matt is also in culinary. He has a culinary background, which is crazy. I just put that together. But, all right. Someone like myself, I'm getting a little round around the edges here, Matt. I want to get back into the gym. And of course, food is super important. Probably 90% of it is food. For someone that doesn't have a lot of time like us, us resellers, we're always ripping and running, grabbing the quick thing, grabbing the biscuit, grabbing the Little Debbie, grabbing the Mountain Dew. What's a good, easy meal plan, easy prep that we can eat lunch, dinner, something that's easy to make that, from a guy that's, doesn't have a lot of time.
So one is definitely portioning and picking the right thing. So I didn't know what portioning was. I just love to eat everything. I would get 4 or 5 helpings if I went to somewhere, and I'm like, oh, I'll have seconds and thirds or whatever. But something easy and quick. I like the steamer bags. So when I do my meal preps, I'll get a bag of grilled chicken that's already grilled. I'll make sure it has less preservatives and all that stuff in it. I'll get a steamer bag of mixed veggies. And then I'll grab some sort of lentil pasta, or I'll do a brown rice. You could literally steam everything in the microwave if you wanted to, and then just make your portions out there. You're getting more greens because of the vegetables. You can pre-portion it so you don't have to eat a giant amount of it. And that's where my problem was. Me and my wife would go out to eat, and we'd get large sandwiches, and I'd eat my whole large when I'm oh, I'll save half for later. It's I'd eat the whole thing, and then I'd still be hungry.
Right.
So for me, I'm doing more prepping that's easier, so I don't cut into huge days. It doesn't take a long time, so I can do all my videos and stuff. And I'm trying to make better choices, staying away from the unhealthy snacks and going more towards peanuts and peanut butter. That's a little bit more healthier. So just better choices.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. Let's see here. Ethan is saying chicken fried rice can last you a week if you make.
Oh my god, it absolutely can. Makes a good breakfast.
Right. Picking and Jeepin saying great info tonight, y'all. All your best Nashville pickers. Thank you, Matt, for your time. Thank you so much, Picking and Grin. Glad you can jump on.
I appreciate it.
So that concludes overrated, underrated, Matt. Thank you so much for answering those questions.
Oh yeah.
And we do want to give a shout out to one of the other sponsor for our podcast. Is that I don't know if you collect Funko Pops or not, Matt, because we love Funko Pops over here. And thanks to our sponsor, Poppin Off Toys, one of the best places to buy Funko Pops, a Nashville native. If you use the code NashvilleFlippers, you're going to get 10% off your whole purchase. So anytime you guys want to get any Funko-related items, all the new stuff that's dropping, check out poppinofftoys.com. The guy started this business out of his man cave. Is blown up, has a storefront and an online store. So we definitely want to support them. So poppinofftoys.com, use the code NashvilleFlippers, and you're going to get 10% off. So, all right, next one up. Dustin, do you have a tip of the week?
Yeah, don't go to community yard sales.
Oh, that's a terrible tip, Dustin.
Well,
so Dustin went to community yard sales, community yard sales.
This tip is to the people that run the community yard sales. If you're going to have a community yard sale, have more than 3 houses that actually are going to be in it. I went to one. There was 3 houses that were in that subdivision that had a garage sale. Supposedly that had nothing. But you got to have more than 3 houses for a community yard sale that has over 400 houses in the subdivision. Come on.
Yeah.
That sucks.
There you go. So that was Dustin's tip of the week. All right, Matt. So our next segment of the show, last segment, we have Skip or Flip. We're going to show you 3 different items that recently sold on eBay. You're going to let us know if you would skip it, if you would leave it, what would you do if you find a thrift store yard sale or what have you. And everybody in the chat, let us know what you would pay for it, if you would skip it. And Dustin hasn't seen these either, so Dustin gets to participate. And we have 3 of them.
Do they have prices?
None of them have prices, just pictures.
Okay.
Okay.
All
So
right,
the
let's
first
see it.
one we have here is this little figure. So we'll go through the pictures together. For the people listening at home, it is a figure. Looks like he has armor all over him, chrome armor, helmet, maybe some hoses coming out of it, and then the armor is off, and then it looks like a mouse figure here. So, what is your thought process here, Matt? What are we thinking? What are we thinking?
I can go talk about it. So that's biker mice
For sure.
mine.
Yeah.
I would absolutely pick up biker mice. Especially the two little antennas at the top. Those actually go into his head. You can like press him down. If they're both intact, then that's a super plus. But I knew right away from this picture that helmet, that's very like specific to biker mice. So it looks like he has all of his parts. The two antennas are intact. The tail is on. Sometimes that tail's ripped off. I would definitely pick this for the right price. I don't collect these, but I know they sell for some really good money. So if it was for the right price, I would absolutely pick this up.
Nice. Now you said it was biker mice from Mars, Felix is saying.
Yep.
So biker mice from Mars, and this is a good tip here, Matt. You said that the antennas come off and on. So if you see a biker mice with the antennas, it's going to be worth more because of course.
Usually the one or two of them are broken, or sometimes they don't stay down, or some of them aren't meant to stay down. So when you put the helmet on, they actually retract into the head. So if they're snapped, a collector might not want those snapped antennas. They might want a complete piece.
Okay. So Matt, what do you think this item sold for on eBay?
So some of the toys can sell for big money, but without researching it, I would say you can get, unless this is like a really rare one, maybe $35 to $60.
35 to 60.
Now, if it's something that you don't see a lot, maybe more, but I would say at least you can get good $35. It's complete. It has all its parts and pieces. I would say no less than that.
Okay. What would you feel comfortable picking this up?
To resell to resell?
Mm-hmm.
I would take a chance because again, I don't know this specific one. I would take a chance at $20. $20? $20.
$20 flip for 40, double
I
your
would hope that it was because it's complete, and I've never seen the ones with I've never seen one with the saw and the chrome. I'm gonna guess this is a little bit better, but I haven't seen that one, and I've seen a lot of biker mice, so I would pick it up and take a chance at 20 just because of the condition. If it was just the figure, I wouldn't. I really
that's all. It's crazy.
And the chrome is in really good shape. It's not worn off. I always look for the chrome to see if it's worn, and that those 80s and 90s, especially 90s, they wear off and they either a clear underneath or like a black.
Like
this
a dull
looks like it's in perfect
gray.
shape.
Yeah. What about you, Dustin? What are we doing here? Were you flipping or are you skipping?
Oh, okay. I love retro toys. I pick it up for $5 though. Garage sale price. It's probably in a box under the table that someone's mom put out there. It was their kids' toys, so it's definitely going to be for cheap, $5.
How much do you think it's selling for on eBay, Dustin? How much is it sold for?
I bet you it's over $100.
Okay. All right. Dustin put in
Greater
down a
than or
$5
equal
bill.
to.
All right. Let's see here. I've never seen this before. See? All right. So
this is definitely something.
This is great. So
And it might be
Trisha's
$500.
flipping, Randy's flipping, Alan's flipping. Let's see here. And this is a great tip. Weird sells. I'd flip that. Speaking of I'd flip that, we have Joe here. How's it going, Joe? Good to see you with I'd flip that. And what's up, Julio, Mexican Picker, just jumping in. Good to see you.
Hey.
And
everybody.
Julio's saying flip all day. So this biker mice from Mars figure just sold on eBay for $194.
Nice.
So
now
that's a good one.
And after I looked it up and I knew what the price was,
Mm-hmm.
a figure like this, if he's complete, does it say if he's complete? If he's complete, I'd probably send this out to get graded because of how great of a condition it is.
Really? Okay.
For more.
Rare Biker Knights Invisible Vinny Biker Mice from Mars action figure 1993. Figure and accessories are in great condition. Rare figure.
Yeah, that's nice.
So, there you go. Fire. Yeah, this is definitely something that I think would make it into a, like Dustin was saying, like into a garage sale.
Yeah.
That they didn't. Nobody knew what it was. You know, So, all right, Matt, not bad. 1 for 1. Let's see if you can get this one right here. And these are all Matt related items, okay?
Hell yeah.
I'm not going to try to throw you a curveball.
Oh, come on, give me one to try to throw me off.
All right.
That's
all
fine.
right. So here we go. This one only has one picture, okay? So we have here this horse. Terrible picture. It looks like it's been taken on someone's dash outside of a convenience store. You can see the sliding doors in the background. Maybe they saw it on a garage sale. They listed it right quick on the way to pick up their Mountain Dew and their Little Debbie cake. So, any thoughts here, Matt?
Yeah, I would definitely pick this. I think I would pick this up if I can get it for the right price. The stickers are very similar to like a Masters of the Universe sticker with the colors, and they look. I would say it's probably 80s. There's like I don't know if there's a little mechanism on top to make it roll.
It looks like the way that it, the base. It looks like it kind of maybe you pull it back, go forward, or maybe something like that.
I would definitely, if I'm going in blind and I can't, I would try to pick it up for cheap. To take a chance, I would try to take a chance on something like this for like $5, just because I don't know enough about it, like I did the last one. But yeah, I would say it's 80s, and if it is a certain line, it's definitely like a different, like the Biker Mice was that was a weird invisible biker knights from Mars. This looks like it could be something different. Yeah, I'd pay about $5, but I'd definitely try to pick it up, and I would flip it.
Okay. Dustin, what are we doing?
I don't know what I'm doing. You got one picture.
Yeah.
Not even a nice picture. You got it on the Dusty Dash at the Twice Dailies. I ain't getting it.
No?
If it's worth some money, you got to have more than one picture. Come on.
True. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then
Matt,
it's probably $1,000. Then
what do you think this sold for, Matt?
I don't want to go on the high side, or I just see there's a little gray mechanism underneath the fire. Like the fire near the main. Is that little gray thing? Yeah. So it looks like there's more to this toy than we think, and it's made really. It looks like it's made well. It's not like a cheap dollar store toy that doesn't have that stuff. The stickers look like they were put on. I would say, if it's something, I would say maybe like $50.
Okay.
$40 maybe if it's complete. Maybe if not, maybe like 25, 35.
Okay. Now Alan is flipping, and Randy, it sounds like he knows what this is, and it says it's missing a tail. So, and he's flipping regardless. So Julio's saying just the fact that they took the picture in their car dash, I think it's available. All these have sold. So, and Randy is saying this is how you often can source from eBay: bad photos, bad auctions, etc. Okay. All right. So this toy, this door, what'd you call it, Dustin? Dusty Dash. Dusty Dash toy recently sold on eBay for $69.
Okay, nice. What is it?
This is a Cowboys of Moo Mesa Wild West Iron Horse figure.
91.
Yeah, 90.
Could have gotten more if you had better pictures.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
that Moo Mesa stuff years ago wasn't as high priced as they are now. You could usually get those the regular Moo Mesa figures for like $5, and they've gone up within the last like 4 or 5 years. They've gone up a lot more. Where they're like $20-$30 for just the line loose. But that's cool. Iron Horse. This is good to look for me.
Look at that. So Randy was right. There's the tail, and this one is listed for $150 with the tail. Oh well, hold on. There we go. That's the listing. So $150.
Nice.
So be on the lookout for that Iron Horse for sure.
Bolo.
So 100% missing the tail. I had Cowboys of Moo Mesa comics. I love them. You can remove the tail. $60 seems fair for the missing tail. So there you go.
Yeah.
So I agree. I agree with that for sure. So last one here. All right.
By the way, I could do this all night. This is such a fun
all night.
Game.
Well, maybe we'll have you back and we'll just do all
That
of
would
these.
be
Nothing
so
but
nice. I
skipper
love
flips. Marathon.
Nothing but skipper flips. We'll do like a skipper flip battle. Maybe we'll invite another like Randy or another toy guy.
I like it.
So, all right, here we have, this is a good one here. Matt, and I forgot I put this on here. This action figure for the people listening at home, metal. Like, what'd you say? Like gold, Dustin, with a weapon. Looks like maybe like a crossbow. So there's the back view. Looks like there might be a little bit of a mechanism on the back, and then there's the front, just sitting down, looking pretty, nothing too crazy. Matt, thoughts, comments?
I'd pick it. I'd pick it up definitely. So it looks like, again, the antennas are always broken. This looks like it could be either Ultraman. It could be. There have actually been Beetleborgs that look like that, but if it's metal, this is either a collector's from the States, like that someone remade, or it's an original to Japan because that's where the die-cast ones came from. So if this is die-cast, I would say this is an original to the 90s, and the character looks like definitely one of those more weirder characters to find. So I would try to pick it up. I would say it's sold for $50, $75. It looks like he has its weapon. The mechanism probably pushes his hand down to where it makes it look like he shoots or lifts his hand up. Or Masked Rider. Actually, it could be Masked Rider. Is that a little butterfly in his belt? I don't know.
Yeah, there's a little butterfly.
Getting into it. So I would say Masked Rider. That was a short-lived U.S. series, but it was huge in Japan. I would say I'd pick it up for $5 to $10 because it comes with the weapon and it looks like it's in pretty good shape. I could probably sell it for like $50, $75.
Okay, that's good. What about you, Dustin? You picking or you flipping, or skipping or flipping?
I don't know. This probably came out of the same box as that mom put out. So
my mom's actually here right now. She just popped in.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom, for watching.
She's
really
Maureen? Here. Is that your mom right there?
Yes.
Shout out I love watching you guys. Thank you so much. Shout out to Maureen.
One of my biggest supporters.
So I'd look it up. I'd probably get it. I mean, I've sold some vintage toys before, kind of like this. So I'm gonna say 105.
105, Dustin. Dustin always shoots for the stars. I love it. So Trish is flipping, and Randy's flipping, Alan's flipping. Trish is saying it's a Beetleborg. So we're fixing to find out. So this rare, I'm gonna say it's rare, action figure recently sold on eBay for $74. It is a Beetleborg Astroborg Ladyborg, Bandai, 1997, Metal Links.
Oh, so it's a Metal Links. So the figure is probably not metal. So the cool thing about the cool thing about Beetleborgs, Power Rangers, Masked Rider, a lot of them did a lot of like crossovers in Japan. They did a lot of like stuff with each other. So like the figures, if you know one, you might know the other. So yeah, see how they all look weird.
This one's crazy. It's like a centipede.
Interesting.
That's crazy. So
I got one for you guys now because
all right.
This is awesome. I just pulled it real quick because I did a video on it a couple months ago and I never cleaned it up.
I love this.
When Dustin was talking about yard sale, putting it out, dusty, big box
dusty dashboard.
So,
oh man,
now this was found in the bottom of a tub.
Is it a Micro Machines? No, that's too big to be Micro Machines.
We don't know, so.
Forgot about the Beetleborgs. Yeah, Beetleborgs are.
I don't know.
So looks like a police motorcycle, and then a SWAT. Oh, can I see the front?
I shouldn't have showed the front.
I saw.
Gives it away.
So it looks like it's a Ninja Turtles, maybe like the little mini. You know how they have those like handheld ones, Dustin?
Yeah.
The like Mighty Max kind of thing. I mean, I would flip it all day long.
What would you pay for it?
I mean, probably no more than $3. They're probably going for, I would say, a conservative $70 for the pair. What do you think, Dustin?
$83.
$83. He's pricing right. He's price writing me right now. Yeah.
So I documented finding these. So I have a picture. I wasn't quite doing videos yet, but I have a picture of it was an art show, and where they do the art show, they actually have a yard sale, like a community yard sale next to it, where the street that you're walking for the art show, everybody sets up for yard sales. And this was on the very bottom of a bin. with a couple other Ninja Turtle things, including the Dino Shredder, the super rare Dino Shredder. I paid 50 cents each for 50 cents, and the just Shredder 50 cents. This is one of the rarest micro Ninja Turtles, and they don't really go for sale a lot, but I've seen them go anywhere from like hundreds of dollars, or like 100, 150 to like 300, 400 bucks in the packaging. So I was surprised to find out because I didn't know it at the time. And that's how I posted it. I just knew they were Ninja Turtles. I picked and I found a whole bunch of minis in that bin, but this is the more harder to find other than some of the chrome ones. So yeah, that was a good pickup for me because I was about to leave it, but yeah.
And you find the Dino Shredder?
The Dino Shredder, it didn't have the tail, so I used it to trade. But if you go way down in my feed, it's a picture of, I'll try to find it. And when I post this on my YouTube, I'll put the picture in kind of like a teaser, like we talked about this. But it's a picture of the bin that I bought it out of tipped over. And it's just an overview of it. And you have to like find it where it's kind of like not picked yet. So, yeah. So I'm glad to have, that's why I like social media, because I like being able to document all this and like have those memories.
Yeah. Chris is saying, Ray, I'll pay $3. I will sell it for $70. There you go. I'm cheap, man. I'm cheap like that. Like Dustin. So for context, Matt's talking about the Dino Shredder. And if you don't know what the Dino Shredder is, these are some sold Dino Shredder comps. Complete one just sold for $750. His weapon alone sold for $107. That's
so wild. I traded it because it didn't have the tail, and it would probably be impossible for me to ever find it. And I'm definitely a completist, so any of my Grail items, they're 100% complete until I can actually say they're in my collection. So I don't think I'd ever be able to find his tail. So I used it to trade. And I actually forgot what I traded it for, but I know it was something good. I think it was another Ninja Turtle item. But yeah, I used it as trade bait, and I traded it for something.
That's crazy.
Awesome, yeah.
See, this is something
I'll find
that
a picture
you would,
and I'll post it.
Yeah, you would find at a garage sale, Dustin. And then look
Absolutely.
at this one. Someone took a best offer, but on card $2,200.
Yep, there's actually one there. I think it was $300, no tail. So that's what it roughly went for. Yeah, it's down a little.
Oh,
but
I saw that one, $299.99.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
This one right here, $299.
Yep.
Yeah.
No tail, and it's usually missing if it's in a box or it's been actually played with. It won't have the tail with it.
Look, this one's not even complete. $819. Wild. Hey,
So-
now we know what something to look for, Dustin.
Yeah, so Randy asked a good question. Why are these so rare? So a lot of the figures done in the later 90s before they stopped doing the original line, they only made so many of. So Scratch Cat was one of the last figures they did. They only made so many, and then no one wanted a cat that they didn't know much about, or they were either already out of collecting Ninja Turtles. So that's why they're so rare, because they weren't mass produced like some of the Ninja Turtles that don't go for as much. And some of the line, they only released like the Sumo Turtles. They only did so many of the Sumo Turtles. So yeah, definitely the ones that are later in the series.
These are crazy. I think I had that Triceratops. I remember playing with it. Yeah, super wild. So, Matt, we're getting down the nitty gritty to the end of the show. Thank you so much for spending your time, your Sunday night with us.
Definitely.
And everybody, thank you so much for listening. And everybody in the chat, thank you so much for spending time with us. So, last question of the night, Matt. For the people that are listening to this, for Matt, culinary expert, thrift store extraordinaire, content and creator, genius. What's the goal for Matt and these coming up years, months? Like, what's something that you're shooting for? That's how we always like to end the podcast. What's something that you're looking to accomplish in your life, just reselling wise, personal wise? Just let us know. What are Matt's Retro Envy's goals?
So I'll do the personal stuff first. Definitely, I got married a year ago. I definitely want to grow my family. and that's a big priority for me. So that would be number one. For the business aspect of it, social media aspect of it, I definitely want to make this my number one thing. I love teaching. I really do. I love my students. They're awesome. I'm hopefully making differences in their lives. But, for me, I love this as well. I'm still teaching. I have so much fun doing this. And it's on my own watch. I can kind of do more or less as I want it. It's great to have a family. And I kind of really just want to focus on the social media part of it. I want to be more in front of the camera, doing more, education videos on what we do, more giving back to the thrifting community. I'd love to do more where I got some stuff in the works, but more just giving back and not so much just sell. And I want to make social media the number one of what I do. And I'm really trying to grow on YouTube. I'm really pushing hard on that. I would love to make that a number one platform for me, and really just get my name out there to where if someone's looking to do this, they can come to me along with all these amazing people that join the chat, you guys, and then just really just build themselves up from scratch like we all did. And that's my number one. I really enjoy doing this. I can't say it enough. I give it my all in all my videos. If anybody ever messages me, I try to give all of it into my response and lay it all on the table and really give them the time because they took the time to message me or like my video or follow. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's I give 100%. I really want to give my all to this someday.
There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome. One day, man.
One day.
That's awesome.
And it's always changing. So it's always there's new things. I bet you there'll be new social media platforms, and who knows? Who knows what the future has?
Run by AI.
There you go, Dustin. So Felix, this is a good way to close it out. Felix says you're doing it, and we'll do even more. Love watching your videos.
I appreciate it.
So Matt, thank you so much for coming by, and thank you
Appreciate it.
everybody here. Again, make sure you follow Matt on all of his social media platforms. They're listed down in the description below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, listen to the podcast, watch our videos everywhere we're at, the Nashville Flippers. And Chris is saying that we'll leave it at that. You owe us one more super chat video. So I'll play the Ric Flair video one more time.
Showtime! Woo! 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 Silent and profiling.
Right.
Showtime!
Played it twice. So guys, everybody, thank you so much. My name is Ray.
My name's Dustin.
My name's Matt.
And we'll catch you guys on the flip side. See y'all guys, and God bless. Peace.